Hello everyone, how are you all? Now let us continue with our chapter 7 children, impact of technology on livelihoods. In our previous videos, we have studied what is technology and how it is used in our day-to-day life. Then in my second video, you have studied about technological changes in agriculture field. After the introduction of technology, what all changes it has brought in agricultural sector. Then in the third video, you have studied about decline in the use of power, animal power and loss of employment because of combine harvester. That is how the people started making use of technology in agriculture field. That is, they started making use of this high yielding variety seeds. They started making use of tractors, and there was loss of employment because of the introduction of combine harvester. You remember what is a combine harvester? Yes. Now in this video we are going to study about technology and industry. That is, what all changes technology has brought under industrial sector. Children, just recall lesson about Jagataya's family that you have studied in 7th class. Jagataya's family, which is engaged in weaving of ikat sarees. Do you remember? In the textile industry consists of various activities. In manufacturing of cloth, it has got different activities. Today, about 10 crore people are working in different sectors of textile industry. And you also know, children, that textile industry is the second largest employer after agriculture in India. That is, after agricultural sector, textile industry is the second largest sector wherein 10 crore people are employed. It gives employment opportunities to 10 crore people. You know that before, people used to make use of handloom clothes, hand weave cloth, and the time taken for manufacturing this cloth is also more, and the price of this cloth is also more. As it is time consuming and expensive, what happened? People started making use of machine made clothes. Now let us study about impact of technology in industrial field. The Britishers, they introduced power loom production in India. That is, power loom is nothing but the looms that are working on the basis of electricity. Earlier, people were dependent upon handmade clothes. Now they started manufacturing cloth using power, and this is what is called as power looms. Power looms. Looms that are working on electricity. When the mills started making cloth, the demand for handloom weavers' clothes dropped. Now what happened here, children? As the people started making more and more varieties of clothing. You know that in market today you have different type of clothing. You have got cotton, you have got silk, you have got satin, you have got chiffon and various other type of clothing is there. So the demand for handloom cloth has declined. The reason, machine made cloth is much cheaper when compared to the handmade cloth. Handmade cloth, as I said you, it is time consuming. It takes lot of time. Like you can take the example, in order to weave one saree, it takes 2 to 3 days for them. And the price of this saree is more, as it is time consuming and the work is done manually with hands. So the price of this handloom cloth is more. Whereas machine, children, as it works on electricity, the production is done on large scale. Number of sarees are manufactured in a day. So people started making use of machine made cloth instead of handloom cloth. The mill started facing competition from powerlooms clusters that began operating from small workshops. The small workshop people, they started making use of these powerlooms in order to do the production. Now let us study about a major difference between power loom unit and a mill producing cloth. A mill or a factory may have hundreds of looms in a large space. It is a factory complex employing tens and hundreds of workers in different sections. Now here children, what is a mill? A mill is a large place wherein hundreds and thousands of people are working. And there are number of machines that are being operated. The production is done on the large scale and variety of clothes will be available over there. You find different types of clothing over there. As the production is done on the large scale, the number of employers are also more over there. Now, what is a power loom? A power loom unit will have only a small number of workers and is established at home with a few looms or in a relatively smaller space such as in a workshop sheds. What is a power loom unit here? A power loom unit is a unit which has got only small number of people, which has got few looms which can be operated at home. A small place is there wherein 2 or 3 looms are arranged and few people will be there. Around 5 to 6 people, for example, work in power loom unit. I said you, a mill is a unit wherein hundreds and thousands of people work and the production is done on the large scale. So, after the introduction of mill, what happened? These power loom people, they started facing problems. Most mills produce very high quality cloth, whereas power looms mostly produce low and average quality cloth. In power looms, a wide variety of fabrics are produced such as shirtings, suitings, dhoti, sheetings, towels, chaddar, furnishing shawls, blankets, etc. made out of cotton, blended synthetic, silk and woolen yarn. So here children, variety of clothes are being produced in handloom. That is, not in handloom, it's in power looms. Small unit, production is done. Number of employees are also less in power loom. And variety of clothing is also done in power loom unit. Whereas a mill is a sector wherein a mill is a unit wherein the production is done on the large scale. Now let us study about impact of power loom. What was the effect of it? Let us study. In 1940s, there were only 40,000 power looms. Now nearly 5 lakh power loom units run with 23 lakh power looms in India. Most units are small, having 1 to 8 looms. Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Gujarat have a large number of power loom units. Nearly 50,000 power looms are being operated in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Now here children, during those days as technology was not much improved, you can see here that in the year 1940 or during 1940s, there were only 40,000 power looms that were used. Now nearly 5 lakh power looms are run within our country. As the time passed by, the number of looms have also increased and the number of workers have also increased. Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat have a large number of power looms. Nearly 50,000 power looms are being operated in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So as the number of looms is increasing, the production is also increasing. You can see the pie chart given here. Production of cloth in 1988 and 89. You can see that power loom unit, which is red in color, 55% of the people were employed in power loom. You can see this purple color, 25% of the people were involved in handloom, whereas you can see that only 20% of the people were involved or were employed in mills. So the major section shows that most of the people were employed in the power loom sector. As the time passed by, the technological changes came up and the production of cloth during or in 2010 and 11 it has brought changes. You can see that the number of people who are involved in power loom unit, it has increased to 63%, and handloom people has declined to 16%, and the number of people involved in mills are 21% of people. So in this phase, children, it brought changes. The technology brought changes, and the effect of it we can see in the pie chart. Power loom unit has moved from large mills to small sheds, and the houses have brought about many changes in the textile industry. Nearly 60 lakh people get employment through power looms. Now here, children, as we have studied earlier, a mill is a section wherein you find large number of machines, and power loom units are the units which are there even in the small areas also. And nearly 60 lakh people get employment through power looms. Now let us study about decline of handlooms. Let us study about decline of handlooms. You know that as the machine made clothes started being used by the people, there was a decline in handloom clothes. So where these people has to sell, or how the living of these people should be done? Is there any other alternative created by the government wherein they can go and work? One important and visible change is the decline of handloom. In 1988, for example, there were 33 lakh people operating in different states, and in 2009 and 10, this has come down to 24 lakh units. So here you can see, children, during the year 2009 and 10, there were 24 lakh units that were being operated in India, whereas in 1988 it was 33 lakh handloom units that were being operated within our country. So slowly you can see the decline is taking place as the days are passed on. You can see this with the help of this table. You can see that the power loom units, people are working, machines are manufacturing the cloth, different people are working on the looms. Now let us see this table, children. Change in the number of handloom units. Here you can see the states, that is Telangana state and Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab and Tamil Nadu. The use of handlooms in the year 1988 and 2009 is shown here. Within Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, the number of units that were working during 1988 was 5,29,000 units, whereas in the year 2009 you can see that it has come down to 1,24,700 only. So here you can see a lot of difference has taken place because of the introduction of technology. Many people lost their job also. You can see the second state, Gujarat. From 24,000 it has come down to 3,900 only. Karnataka, 1,03,000 looms were operated, and you can see within 2 decades or so the reduction that has taken place. It has come down to 40,500 only. Maharashtra, 80,000. Whereas in the year 2009 you can see that only 4,500 looms were being operated. Madhya Pradesh, 43,000 units were there in the year 1988, whereas it has declined to 3,600. Punjab, which has got 22,000 handloom units in the year 1988, there is a drastic decline in 2009. That is, only 300 handloom units were being operated within the state. Tamil Nadu, 5,56,000 units were operated. Now, in the year you can see 2009, it has come down to 1,55,000 units only. All these changes, it has come down because of the technology. Because of the use of machinery, children, it brought several changes. But there are certain other problems also that the workers in power loom units are facing. Compared to mills, power looms pay a very low salary, while mills pay a monthly salary to its workers. The workers in power loom are paid on the basis of pieces produced or on the basis of quantity of produced cloth. You can see that handloom, it has reduced to, here you can see you can refer the graph also, children, how the reduction has taken place, how people started making use of power looms and how the production has increased. Now coming to the employment opportunities and the salaries that are paid, children, mills, they pay them salaries. Every month they will be having fixed salary, whereas the power loom, handloom units or power loom units, when they are producing the cloth, they are paid on the basis of the pieces that they are making or the quantity that they have produced. In this way, the people under power loom are facing problem, that is, they are paid very low. There is no obligation for power loom units to provide health care, pension or other social security provisions. If there is power cut, power loom workers are not given salaries. So as I said you before, children, mills, the people who are working under mills, they are given fixed salaries, whereas the people who are working on power loom basis, there is no social security for their job. That is, no pension facilities being given, no healthcare facilities being given to them. If at all, if there is power shutdown, they are not given even the salaries. Whereas all these things are not there under the mill workers. They are given all type of facilities. One of the study of a power loom cluster reported in 2008 is food insecurity, malnutrition is seen, many people are becoming anemic, and other health related problems such as tuberculosis, asthma and gynecological illness among women, houselessness and a high dropout rate among children are some of the common challenges confronting power loom workers. So these are the problems that are faced. They are not even having the facilities. No facilities are being provided by the power loom units. As well as, children, people are suffering with various diseases like that of asthma, tuberculosis, and there are many dropout among the children, that they are not getting any sort of education and all to these people. So when compared to mill workers, the power loom workers are facing a lot of problems. Hope all of you have understood this topic. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and share my videos. Thank you.